Hey everybody, welcome back to the kickoff. Andy's gone, Millsy's gone, Izzy's gone.
Bryn, my mate, you're next.
Bye now.
Kirsty's back in a couple of weeks. That means Joey, later, Bull.
This week is Wahine Takeover, but of course we are still joined by our mate over here. We couldn't quite get him in a wig, but Bryn Hall on the couch.
So let's kick it off.
Yay!
Tonight on Kickoff, we chat what's to come in the final match at the Japan-based tournament. In the final Shield clash of the year, Canterbury defend against a Harbour, hoping to revive the past. It's the Taniwha's turn for treats and a visit from Terry the trainer. It's quarter-final time in the FPC as Northland Cody host the Taranaki Field. And as always, surprises, dad jokes and some questionable chat. Let's kick it off.
Oh, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for another week of kickoff. I'm not sure about that opening there, girls. Gee whiz, eh?
Are you a bit nervous?
Oh, I am a bit nervous. Well, I've been on the edge of this couch. Been booted off once, but it's good to have you back, Bryn.
Good to be back, bro.
You know, your old mate Chibber, he did a pretty good job last week. You know, he's pretty cock-a-hoot. Wouldn't want to give up his seat, I'm sure.
Well, he was actually pretty disappointed that he's not here, mate. So, no, he'll,
Must be said about you Harbour boys, though. Always looking very, very slick. Never has to do his makeup when he comes in. Girls.
Always.
Chelsea, how's the injury coming along? The concussion? You're obviously a little bit struggling with it there, up top.
Oh, yeah, no, it's coming along. I'm out for the season, but yeah.
Yeah, you're full of yarns on the way up, mate, Chelsea.
Yeah, how's the tension between you two? I don't know if you heard last week, Stace. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, man, she knows how to lie, eh?
How's the jet lag?
Good, very good, you know.
And just on your dress tonight, have you just come straight off the training paddock? Like straight off the sevens paddock with the tracksuit?
We love a bit of colour on the show. I had to.
What are you wearing? Do you want to give it a plug?
Yeah, Henna Collection.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice.
Look it up on Instagram.
Yeah, nice. Tyler, great to have you on the show. But this is your second show, is it, with us?
Third, I think.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah.
Come on, Joey, stay on, mate.
Yeah, stay on, Joey.
Stay on.
Come on. Well, it's great to have you two on the couch, actually, because we want to rip straight into it, and that is the Sevens, Colorado. Yeah. What happened, girls? You know, USA got beat, got toppled, but you managed to get a bronze medal. How did, you know, talk us through it, Stace.
Oh, they're strong women, USA, and they were the better team on the day, unfortunately for us. We're still sulking over the loss, but hey, we're going to learn from it. You know, you only get better from the loss.
First 20.
Yeah, nice. And Tyler, I don't know if obviously you would have been watching it, but Kelly Brazier with that conversion at the end to obviously probably draw it up. You've been giving her a couple of tips over. You know?
I haven't actually seen Cal's yet.
Surely give her a couple of pointers.
Did see Stacey's face when she scored that try, but it's all right, Stace. There's a lot of other opportunities in the game, you know.
But upset.
Just on that, Stace, did you think about it? Did you think about passing it back in the inside to make it a little bit easier?
I did, but I didn't react fast enough,
nice.
you know. So yeah, but sad on my
Look,
part.
following your Instagram and the rest of your team's Instagrams, Stace, it must be said, over in Colorado, you seem to be. Well, it's like training, and it's sort of after training. Oh, let's have a photo shoot, like everyone seems to. Like it is Graham Central. What's the go with that?
Just got to enjoy life. You know?
Yeah.
Make it a bit fun.
If you follow all these girls on Instagram, man, honestly, it's just one after the other and it's all the same stuff.
I've only got one camera, it looks like, eh?
I wonder what they're up to.
All right, speaking of guys on tour, and that is, well, someone that normally sits in this seat, and she's getting a little bit itchy that she's not in this seat. I'm sure she would love to be with you girls. And the man himself, Izzy Dag. They're over in Japan. We're going to cross to them live now. How are you guys? Daggy, how's that shred life? How's that shred life going, mate? You still on the big
we're shredding hard, but we're shredding hard. We've just got some fish eating our toes at the moment.
God. I'll tell you what, they'll be devouring your old toes, Dagger. Gee whiz.
Oh, mate, you know about the goat, eh? The greatest of all toes. How good? They love it.
Oh, you're kidding, Dag.
Oh, wow, mate. So where are you guys,
Good
actually
to see
at?
you, mate. You'll be loving tonight.
We're at this place called... I'll let that joke sink in, eh? We're at this place called Osso Spa, which is in Shinjuku, Tokyo. But there's one thing I want to mention. 2 weeks ago when you were actually back in New Zealand, Izzy, you did a live cross to us and you said that there was a tornado coming.
Typhoon Dag.
Typhoon Dagger is called a tornado.
Sorry about that, World
He's
Cup.
stirring things up here. Well, let's just go back to that clip and have a wee listen.
Oh, here we go.
I don't know
What have we got?
you've seen the weather in the last I think in about 2 weeks they're scheduled for a typhoon and coming over to Tokyo.
Is that typhoon, is he?
Yeah. Typhoon Izzy, you guys ready for
Typhoon
it?
Izzy. Look out, Rapongi.
Oh, Jesus.
Rapongi's just up the road and that'll certainly be getting hit.
I'll look after him, don't worry, I'll look after him.
Are you gunning for a new job, the weatherman?
Wow, cool. You know, Jim Hickey, step aside. Jim Dagg's coming on board, I'll tell you that.
Awesome.
Nah, we've been having
Dagger,
some fun
mate.
over here,
Bryn.
Kirst. Yeah.
Dagger, Bryn here, mate. Hey, just a
What do you want,
two-part
Bryn?
question, mate. First question, did you go business class?
What do you think the answer is to that, Bryn?
Sorry,
He doesn't turn right on the
Always
plane.
turn left, brother.
Secondly, Dagger, mate, obviously we just heard pictures of you, obviously Typhoon Dag. Obviously your hair's been looking really, really good. How's that going to go for you, though, mate, with those wins with your hair?
Oh, like,
come back
from
home with
previous experiences, my whole rugby career, my hair was no good. I was like Batman, you know, flying in the wind. But these days, I'm embracing it, bud. I'm like Rachel Hunter in the wind. I'm just like...
Good on you, boy. Looking good.
Nah,
Keep
I'm
it on.
loving it. Cheers, Brenna.
Hey, Izzy, Charles here. We all saw on your Insta putting those burpees out there just to prove you're doing a bit of mahi. How are the knees after that, mate? I've seen them caving in a bit. So I thought
I was actually quite embarrassed because Kirsty left me for dust, but hey.
Same in Mario Kart, so we went arcading, but we won't talk about that.
Now we've been working pretty hard over here, me and Kirsty. Like, a lot of mahi, like while you guys are sleeping, we're working. So just, just doing our bit for Sky TV because that's what we do.
Right, of course.
Hey, Kirst, I thought, take the spotlight off Izzy. You've been in Japan for a few weeks now, so it's all about you, females, female affair on the couch
Thirsty
tonight.
Kirsty, they call her.
What's your highlight of the trip so far?
Probably when Israel Dag got in, the day he got in, but the next highlight will probably be the day he leaves, to be honest.
That's like the typhoon that's...
She's just a sore loser because I smoked her at Mario Kart.
I smashed him at Mario, he smashed me at basketball. Next week, though, we're going to have the full story, the arcade. He's the one making excuses.
All right, Tyler here. A question for both of you. How much ramen have you guys had since you've been there?
No, we don't eat that stuff, Tyler.
Stay away from it, Dag.
Been shooting. We're one a
Carbo
day.
loading.
We're one a day. Not going to lie, we had a nice burger for lunch.
Izzy had a burger, chips, Coke.
Mate, there's only so many ramens you can have, right?
I think you need a
no,
triple
we've had
that
a few,
burpee
Tyler.
count,
They're so
isn't
good. We'll be hitting the
Shake
pavement
Shack.
tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow? Stairs?
Tomorrow
Few stairs
downstairs.
intervals? Yeah, I'll try and get my knees up and down.
Yeah, nice, guys. Hey, I've actually got a rugby question, believe it or not. It's just in regards to the typhoon and what's going on over there. Like, what's the feeling amongst the locals? We know that they usually bunker down over there, Dagger, when a typhoon's about to come out. Are they doing the same? What's the local goss on this typhoon? Not Dag, I'm talking about the actual typhoon.
Yeah, there's been a few Japanese people just warning us to be safe, be careful, go stock up on water and food and other things. We're going to get some board games, so if we are stuck in the room, we can, have some fun and get competitive. But I think the rugby side of it, it's a bit of a, everyone's pretty gutted. Obviously, there's some important matches. Kirst, what's your thoughts on the rugby side?
Yeah, just on the whole competitive side. Obviously, Izzy doesn't need anything to bring out the competitive streak in him, but we know how much he loves gaming. He loves Fortnite. He locks himself in his room at home doing that, and he forgot his PlayStation.
I know.
Now he's gutted because we've got to lock ourselves in a house for a whole day on Saturday when the typhoon hits.
I'm growing up. I'm growing up. I'm becoming a husband.
And lastly, guys,
Father.
any goss out of the All Blacks camp? Because obviously their game's been cancelled. What's the chat coming out of Camp ABs around this typhoon?
Absolutely nothing, I think. I don't know what I think they're bunkered down, bud. What you went there, kids?
I didn't go there today.
Great journalism. Great journalism.
Fantastic.
Seniors over there, jeez.
Oh well, you guys keep that hard-hitting journalism and keep getting the great answers to Sky TV. And all the best at the arcades for the next challenge, Dagger. And keep Thirsty Kirsty in line, would you?
Yeah, she's thirsty.
I'll keep him out of Rapongi
She's thirsty,
too.
hell.
Good work, good work.
Oh, gee. Well, we'll leave those two there, I think. No, we're out there. It's a great time.
They are.
All right, we're going to talk about Rugby World Cup. And, guys, I need you to bear with me here because it's a bit of a mouthful to me to get out. So we're going to talk quarterfinal predictions.
Yes.
So what we've got, Pool C. England, France game was cancelled. Australia versus England quarterfinal, that's what we think. Wales versus France. Then we've got the Ireland v Samoa game. That's okay, that's going to go ahead.
Yep.
I know this is a little bit to take in here. If the Japan versus Scotland game is cancelled, Japan will finish top of their pool. So that would mean that Japan will then play South Africa in the quarterfinal. There is a point to this, guys, just stay with me. And New Zealand, they will then play Ireland. Now, I'm as lost as you guys are. I don't even know where I am, what's going on.
I think I got you.
Typhoon Dag and Typhoon whatever the other one
New
is
Zealand,
going on is absolutely, frazzled my brain. So I don't know how you guys are going. I can't even think. So I've got a who would you rather? So for the ABs, if you're an ABs, who would we rather play? Is it Scotland, Ireland or Japan in the quarters, and why? I'm going to start with you, Tyler. Give it to me.
If I was at ABs, I would like to play Japan.
Yes.
Playing Japan at home,
Yes.
their Rugby World Cup, amazing atmosphere, amazing feeling. And, you know, if they were to take up Ireland, it has been their bogey team these last couple of times. So, who knows where that could go if the, I guess the mind space may not be that clear. So I think Japan is my pick.
Okay, mate. Stacey, you?
Fully agree with Tyler. Has to be Japan.
Yeah. Same reasons?
Same reasons, and, you know, just backing the All Blacks 100%.
Yeah, nice. Chelsea, what about you, mate?
Yeah, I mean, we've shown in the past Ireland's been a tough team for us to perform against. I don't know what it is, but Japan, it would be an unreal occasion, I think. The Japanese players have so much, and people have so much respect for the ABs in that, and it'd be an unreal atmosphere. So either Japan or Scotland.
Are we scared of Ireland just because of that? Are you going to go Japan too?
I was going to go Ireland.
I was going to go Ireland. You're going to go Ireland. Give me your reasons.
I was going to go to Ireland. Like, obviously, Japan would be the easy option, but just I think with the fact that they've had the wood over us the last couple of years, what a great time to get them out of the tournament. And I know how competitive our group is. Like, what an occasion it would be.
Well, there's an old saying, Bron, you've got to beat them all day into win the World Cup, so why not get them early on?
It's like Tasman.
Well, there's... We'll get to that soon. Sorry. You've gone a bit early. Too early. Well, there's top 5 undefeated teams at the World Cup. There's New Zealand, Japan, Wales, England and France. Now, only one of them, Southern Hemisphere team, guys. So, like, have the Northern Hemisphere got the wood on us now? I'm going to go to you, Chelsea, first. Do you think they got the wood on us?
For me, like, I've been loving watching the way the Northern Hemisphere teams have been playing this World Cup. They are playing with the ball a lot more. They're hitting the ball behind, getting it wide a lot more, a bit more razzle. So it's exciting rugby. You know, Australia's been really up and down. South Africa obviously had their loss, and so I mean, it's about any hemisphere's game. I think if you look at the rankings as well, it probably sits where it's supposed to be.
Don't start me on the ranking.
Yeah, I know, but if you think of it like, you know, Ireland, Wales, England, all of them are in the top 4, top 5. So obviously, traditionally, it's usually the South African, Australian teams, but I think it just shows kind of where the dominance is, apart from the All Blacks in the world.
Now, ABs were obviously meant to play Italy. That game's been cancelled. Have we missed out on something here, like a little bit of preparation? You know, what are your thoughts on that, Tyler? Is it going to stutter the All Blacks in terms of what they want to do, in terms of their game plan, their flow?
Yeah, well, you know, their first very test game was South Africa. It was that first one up. And then kind of since then, it's kind of hasn't been as challenging the next couple of games after that. And the game against Italy, it would have been a perfect time for them to get some combinations right and to really have a little bit more of a challenge before heading into the quarterfinals, where you have to turn up. If you don't turn up, you're gone.
I think there's a couple things that we're going to miss out on from not playing that game as well, like the likes of Brodie Retallick. Getting more minutes under his belt before the really big games kick in. You know, that's quite crucial for us. You know, the Boanga combination. Another game, we've got to bring it up. Another game for them, another game under the belt, playing that combination would be really crucial.
Your thoughts? I mean, obviously, early we could have, I could have probably played 10. Good
on, mate.
Yep. Plugged the corners, the set piece. But would they have rolled the Boanga combination out against them, do you think, Brendan?
I think they could have. The ones that I would have loved is to see who the midfield pairing was going to be. I know there was a hotly contested position, and it just would have been that probably going into the quarterfinal series, you would have probably got who it was. So I don't know, who do you reckon it would have been? Stace?
Oh,
putting on the spot,
you know, Anton, love Anton.
Yep.
He's the man at the moment. I do love Sonny too. You know, he's just got that X factor.
Oh, everyone loves Sonny.
He's got a good, good combination.
I'm glad you brought up love, because there's someone I love, and that's Ben Smith. Everyone knows my man crush, Ben from accounts. But there's a hotly contested seat in that All Black side, believe it or not, is probably the number 23 jersey. And I hate to say it, Bender or maybe Geordie Barrett is probably going to be wearing that jersey.
Yep.
Another who would you rather? Doll, I'm going to start with you again. Who would you rather in that 23 jersey? The versatility that Geordie Barrett gives you, or the soundness of Ben from Accounts?
Oh, Ben from Accounts, I've always loved watching him play, and he's just a sound player. He just brings it every time, and just his experience too. Like, experience at those big games at that big time it does count.
Bryn?
Yeah, I'm very similar to Tyler, but then I think, again, with how well Geordie played at 10, it just brings a lot of utility, especially being in the 23. It's a utility role, so... But I'm with Tyler. I'm probably going to go with the experience and the fact that Ben's played so many big test matches. You can't buy that in, especially quarterfinal World Cup
Chelsea,
stage.
you've got that versatility tag as well. You sort of play a little bit. Who's your pick?
Yeah, for me, heading into a World Cup, Ben Smith's been there before. He's been there, done it. He'll bring that cool head. And, yeah, he's just
Oh, no, there it is, Shag. We've picked Ben from Accounts, so get him in there. Well, Dagger obviously lost to Kirsty in the Mario Karts at the arcades. Kirsty actually took on Millsy before he came back to New Zealand on the real thing. Let's see how they got on.
So this is the real test. We're about to go over the bridge.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Feel a bit warming my tyres up. They're warm now, bro.
What are those?
I'm flat, bro. Load up!
Here we go. Congratulations! You know what I say, Mills? May the best man win. Who was the best man today?
I don't want to comment. I looked after you today.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Oh, this is going to hurt for a
Time
long
for you to go home. Izzy, you're next.
Oh, man.
Yes,
There you go.
Well done,
Yeah, that's two losses for Millsy now. He lost at where was it? Out at Pukekohe. He lost to me in the Holdens. That must be a bucket list activity. Bryn, have you been to Japan before?
I've been to Japan, but I've never done that kind of experience. But it's just great to see our Sky journalists, obviously, doing the Rugby World Cup. It's great to see they're obviously out there.
Yeah, speaking of Sky journalists, good to see Millsy back on the couch. He's obviously got a bit of energy. Righto, your weekend of Farah Palmer Cup. Let's have a look at what we've got coming up for you this weekend. Well, we've got Manawatu versus Wellington Saturday night. Then Northland take on Taranaki. Canterbury versus Bay of Plenty. But the big game for us this weekend is Northland versus Taranaki. Hawke's Bay and Otago automatically go through to semis because they finished top of the championship. But two girls that we want to focus on. First off, it's a young Sevens talent, Eritana Hohaya. Now, I understand youth Olympian, Sevens gold medalist, Stacey. She's got some razzle-dazzle, some serious razzle-dazzle, eh?
Yeah, there's some pretty good razzle-dazzle athletes coming out of the Naki. You've got Michaela and Gail too, so Eritana, she's a prospect in the making, eh? I've seen her play and look, she's a strong ball carrier, she's quick, she knows the game even just at a young age, so yeah, it's good to see her.
For you, would you like to see her keep going with this 15s thing or focus on
I'd just love to see her play wherever she wants to, sevens, 15s, whatever her choice is.
Can you give us a bit of clarity around those, like how it works with girls? Are you able to play both, or what's the go? Do you have to specialise in one?
So the main focus coming out would be the Olympics, so that's for us Sevens players. So we'll focus on that, but then post that, it goes over to the 15s girls, and the main focus is World Cup. So if any Sevens players wanted to shift over, they do have the opportunity to do so.
Right, the next girl that we're going to focus on. Now, guys, bear with me, and I apologise if I do get this slightly wrong, but I'm going to give it a crack. Takura Nata Iri Mate.
Yeah, we'll give you that. Close.
Yeah, a little bit.
AKA TK.
Yeah. She's a champion for this Northland side, eh? 50 games, 50 Farah Palmer Cup games, heart and soul of this team. And she's, Black Fern, obviously, Chelsea. massive for your culture, but she's filling in some massive boots that have gone before her, with Farah Palmer and, sorry, I'll forget the...
The Farmer.
Yes. Well, championship named after her and a medal. So, you know, what does she bring to... She's obviously a gun, scored 2 tries last week. What does she bring to the team she's in?
First of all, can I just say, to be talking about Northland and Taranaki Women's as our game of the week for the FBC is awesome. 2 years ago, these teams weren't even in the comp, so that on its own is pretty special. But then, to talk about TK, she's not only the heart and soul of Northland, she's actually the heart and soul of our national women's team, the Black Ferns. She leads from the front. She's an awesome player. She has sat behind both Farah Palmer and Fatima Salih, who are absolute legends of the game, for many, many, many years now. And this year she got her shot. And to be honest, I think there should be the TK Cup or something.
I agree.
She's awesome.
Nice.
I've experienced it for the Lions. After the Lions, you girls played before the curtain raiser for that game, and she was hell of a great singer. After the game, she was awesome. Led right from the front, even in the aftermatch. Is that what she does for the team?
Honestly, she is honestly the heart and soul. The Black Ferns culture and stuff would not be the same without her. She's awesome.
Guitar everywhere with her, you know.
Oh, yeah. What can play the gap, sing, does it all.
100%.
Leader of the band Ferns, is that right?
Leader of the band Ferns.
Really?
You should be first on the team. Jeez, you'd just for everything. All-rounder. How good.
All right. Well, another weekend that we're going to look forward to is the Mitre Cup, last round of Mitre Cup. So let's check out what's in store for us this weekend. Taranaki take on Auckland on Friday night. Hawke's Bay versus Tasman. All that absolute beauty, the top of the table in Championship Premiership. Manawatu versus Counties Manukau. Then on Saturday night, Wellington versus Waikato, Northern versus Otago, and Canterbury versus North Harbour for the Ranfurly Shield. Oh, I'm glad we brought that up. The last time that North Harbour won the Ranfurly Shield was back in 2006, Ruatapuki days. Let's check out how that went down.
Frantic stuff, just got to move it on and they couldn't do that. And intercept again! Ruatapuki, he'll have too much pace. And it's happened again. Chance for Tisi to stretch the legs, he's got good speed. Wagase Duandua, chased and not taken. Wagase Duandua, Harbour in. What a lovely try. North Harbour have won the Ranfurly Shields.
Something else.
Priceless memories. Oh, that's good to watch. I understand, Bryn, that the big man, Jonah Lomu, God bless him, he put on a bit of a show for the boys back at his house that night.
Mate.
But we digress, mate. We're going to go straight into this game, and we're going to talk about the two big boppers. One and only, the purists back home will be licking their lips for this one. Big Owie Franks versus Carl Tuinofiaki. Now, there's nothing better. These two guys are just nice options. Loose head, aren't they? They can just destroy scrums. This guy's been massive for you guys.
He has, mate. We've had a very dominant scrum with Big Carl, and like you said, if you're a purist, wow, we just get a big bopper like that running close to the line, and you've got just scrum galore. So, and the moustache as well. But the biggest... Sorry, carry on.
So the All Blacks said, you know, these guys obviously weren't getting around the park well enough for them to pick them in the All Blacks. But look at these numbers. Tackles, carries.
Wow.
Tyler, you've got to love that from your front rowers, don't you?
Yeah, well, look at that tackle success, both above 80%. That just shows how good they are on defence to be able to stop those teams from getting the advantage.
Well, a guy that loves defending, the next guy we're going to talk about is Captain Fantastic for Canterbury, and that's Lukey Whitelock, Mr. Reliable. He just carries them on their back week in, week out, doesn't he? Stacey, you know, like...
Yeah.
Man, he leads from the front every time he pulls on that red and black jersey.
Look, offloader, he's good. He's a good ball carrier. He's good in those at the back of the scrums. Just an all-rounder, really.
Typical Canterbury, though, isn't it, Chelsea? You know, they're timing their run, aren't they? They didn't look much chop at the start of the season. Now they're coming good. You know, Ranfurly Shield win last week.
As they do, right before finals. You know, every good Canterbury team, it's not just the men, it's the women as well.
Oh,
I'm not hurting from last week.
A little bit down. Carries, pretty big on the carries. He's having a pretty massive season before he heads off to the south of France to enjoy the wine and the rest of the treats that place has. But another guy that had plenty of treats last week, and you set him up for a couple, was big Matt Duffy. Yeah. He had a blinder last week, probably the best game of his season, Brenner.
Yeah, he did. It was awesome to have him back. He was playing fullback with Sean being injured, and then obviously on the weekend his ability to be able to run, as we're seeing here, the tackle bus, and having options off the kicking game, like getting calls from Matt there. So he's heading into some really good form, and hopefully we can continue this kind of combination in a big battle of the Shield come Sunday evening.
This is going to be the turning point for Harbour, is it, to get the Shield dub? Chelsea, your thoughts?
Well, they haven't had it since 2006, you know, and being at stage with Brenton is pretty going down there and putting on a show. And
used to be a old Harbour person.
I've got a real soft spot for Harbour, so I'm backing Harbour, yes.
Nice. Well, actually, Bryn, we're going to talk about you now, mate, and I know you've been wanting to do this for weeks. You had it on a string last week, mate. You played an outstanding game. Let's have a look at some of your highlights, but Tyler, how important is this bloke going to be to Harbour success? Come on, you've got to pump him up now that you're sitting opposite him.
It's like any halfback, really. You know, they're the connection between the forwards and the back. So if he can put on a show like he did last week and continue his form, you know, he could be that pin in the team that can get them there.
Bryn, how are you going to beat these Cantons, mate?
He did tell me he wanted to plug himself.
I feel so awkward.
How are you going to beat them, mate? How are you going to beat them?
Oh, look, it's always, like the girl said, it's always tough to play Canterbury this time of the year, and coming off a pretty big result. Look, for us, we've just got to be able to go down there and throw everything.
Yeah.
You've got to go down there and win the Shield. You can't be conservative. So we've got a plan in place, which will be revealed.
Exciting!
Pretty soon.
I'm looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it.
And actually, if you guys do it, KK, I can tell you, he will go MIA for a few weeks. Keep tabs on him. Being the Irishman, he could absolutely lose a pot. Any selection sort of things, maybe surprises that KK might be throwing?
Oh, who knows? There's something maybe.
Oh, okay.
There might be a good team naming.
A selection surprise that ended up in Taniwha land to hopefully boost their morale before their last game of the season. We sent Terry the trainer up the road to the Taniwha. See how he got on.
Terry.
The Terry tap and then the Terry straddle. I'm not too sure about the Terry straddle on the league press. Gee whiz. And we've got Tom coming on the show next week, so that's going to be brilliant. But the next game that we're going to focus on in the Mitre 10 Cup, guys, is Tassie versus the Mighty Hawks.
Look at his eyes light up.
Top of the Premiership versus top of the Championship. And two fellas that have been doing the business for both their teams. The old master, Ash Smudgy Dixon, and the young buck, Andrew Mathaleo. Now, we're going to focus on Andy first. Good footballer, isn't he, Tyler? You like the cut of his jib?
Yeah, he's been playing really well. Look at that haircut. Look at that mullet, man. And he's an Auckland boy, originally from Auckland.
Originally from Auckland, yeah. At least he saw the light and came down. Smudgy's been doing it all year, on the back of the mauls, just scoring absolutely 2 easy tries. He'll be thinking he's the man, but no, he hasn't been doing anyone. Stacey, it's your hens do this weekend. All the best with that.
Thank you.
Chelsea, all the best with your recovery. Tyler, we might see you soon. And Bryn, bring back that log of wood, old son.
I know.
Thanks, and look after KK, would you?
I will.
Look after KK, mate.
Thank you.
All right,
Cheers,
guys. See you next week. Keep it on.